Have you ever wondered what happens inside our bodies when they face a serious threat? Our immune system is like a highly trained army, with specialized soldiers ready to defend us against invaders like bacteria and viruses. But what if an enemy was so cunning that it could not only evade this army but turn its own soldiers against it? That's exactly what HIV, the human immunodeficiency virus, does. Today, we're going on a deep dive into the microscopic battleground of our bodies to understand exactly how HIV systematically dismantles our immune defenses. This isn't just a science lesson. It's the story of a biological Trojan horse and the ongoing fight to defeat it. So, who are the main players in this story? On one side, we have our immune system. Think of it as a complex network. The generals of this army are a special type of white blood cell called CD4 T cells, or helper T cells. Their job is crucial. They don't fight invaders directly, but they coordinate the entire immune response. They identify the enemy and then sound the alarm, activating other cells like B cells, which produce antibodies, and killer T cells, which destroy infected cells. Without these CD4 T cell generals, the immune army is disorganized, confused, and ultimately ineffective. On the other side, we have HIV. This virus is a retrovirus, which gives it a unique and dangerous ability. But a retrovirus is different. It carries its genetic material as RNA, along with a special enzyme called reverse transcriptase. This enzyme allows HIV to do something incredible. It converts its RNA into DNA. Why is this so significant? Because it allows the virus to literally write its own genetic code into the host cell's DNA. It becomes a permanent part of the cell's blueprint. Now let's follow the journey of a single HIV particle as it enters the body. HIV is primarily transmitted through specific bodily fluids. Once inside, its prime target is none other than the general of our immune army, the CD4 T cell. The surface of the HIV particle is studded with proteins that act like keys. These keys are a perfect match for specific receptor locks on the surface of a CD4 T cell. When HIV bumps into a CD4 cell, these keys fit into the locks, allowing the virus to fuse with the cell membrane and inject its contents inside. Once inside the CD4 cell, the invasion begins. The reverse transcriptase enzyme gets to work, converting the viral RNA into viral DNA. There, another viral enzyme called integrase helps to paste or integrate the viral DNA into the host cell's own DNA. It's no longer just a defender of the body. It's now a permanent HIV factory, with the viral genes hidden amongst its own. This is what's known as the latent stage. The infected cell can remain dormant for years, quietly carrying the HIV genetic code without producing new viruses. The person might feel perfectly healthy, completely unaware that a silent takeover is underway. This latency is one of the biggest challenges in curing HIV. Even if we could eliminate all the active viruses in the body, these hidden reservoirs of infected cells could reactivate at any time. The hijacked cell starts churning out all the components needed to build new HIV particles. In a healthy person, the count is typically between 500 and 1,500 cells per cubic millimeter of blood. As HIV progresses, this number drops. the immune system tries to fight back. It produces billions of new CD4 cells every day, but it can't keep up with the rate of destruction. The body's T-cell factories, like the thymus and lymph nodes, become exhausted and damaged over time. At this stage, the immune system is so compromised that it can no longer fight off infections that a healthy person would easily handle. These are called opportunistic infections. They include things like a specific type of pneumonia, certain cancers, and severe fungal infections. It's these opportunistic infections, not HIV itself, that ultimately cause severe illness and can be fatal. The general is gone, and the entire defense system has collapsed, leaving the body vulnerable to any invader. So to recap the process, HIV enters the body, targets the CD4. T-cell generals uses reverse transcriptase to write its code into the cell's DNA, hides out in a latent state, and then activates to turn the cell into a virus, factory killing the cell in the process. This leads to a massive drop in CD4 cells, the collapse of the immune system, and the onset of AIDS. But the story doesn't end there. Thanks to decades of incredible scientific research, we now have powerful weapons to fight back. Antiretroviral therapy, or ART. ART is a combination of drugs that attack HIV at different stages of its life cycle. Their CD4 count can rebound, their immune system can recover, and they can live a long, healthy life. And crucially, when the virus is undetectable, it is also untransmittable. It has transformed the lives of millions and is a key tool in preventing the spread of HIV. However, it's important to remember that ART is a treatment, not a cure. The latent reservoir of HIV-infected cells still exists. If a person stops taking their medication, the virus will start replicating again. It's as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of science that we've turned what was once a death sentence into a manageable chronic condition. But the fight isn't over. Education, testing, and access to treatment are still our most powerful tools. If you've learned something new today, please share this video. The more people who understand the science behind HIV, the better we can combat the stigma and misinformation that still surrounds it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the amazing world of science and health.